children, welcome to Guru Gedara, and today we have our teacher, beautiful Miss Indira with us. How are you, Miss Indira?
I'm fine, thank you, Miss Suchitra, and by the way, thank you very much for the compliment given. And today we are going to talk about an interesting lesson. Would you like to know?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, actually today we are going to learn about how to use a language in different contexts or a variety of contexts. To do that, we need to go to a place.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, actually what is the lesson today? Right, what is this now? Are we going there?
Do you like to?
Yes, why not? Shall we?
Yes, we will. So, Miss Suchitra, I hope you are not hungry.
I am a little hungry.
Yes, children. So, this is a place where they have used the language in a different manner. When you go to a restaurant, you order food and you take the order from the cashier takes the order and sometimes you give the order. So, likewise, Suchitra, we have places where we use the language as such.
Okay.
In the
Supermarket,
at the restaurant,
at the hospital,
at the library, and other than these examples given, we use language that we are learning in many places. The first place should be our school, isn't it?
That's right, at home, at a bank.
Yes, because our competency level or the competency addresses teaching you how to use this language in a successful manner. So, shall we move on to an activity before we start anything else, Miss Suchitra?
That's right, hope our children are ready.
Do you go to fair to buy provisions, Miss Suchitra?
Yes, we all go.
I think even our children might be going with your parents to the fair. So, shall we go to the fair? Yes, please look at the screen. You have to complete this given exercise. Imagine you want to buy something at a fair. Complete the following role play using the given groups of words. So, the words are given in this light blue color box and you have to complete the given dialogue between the seller and yourself. So, I will give you few seconds to read it and to try your hand in doing this particular activity.
Miss Indira, can we discuss the answers, help them out?
Yes, I think our children are ready, aren't they, Miss?
Surely.
Yes. So, shall we check our answers, Miss?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I be the seller?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Good morning. Can I help you?
Good morning. I would like to buy some carrots, please.
How many kilos do you want, madam?
Give me 1 kilo.
Do you want anything else?
Can you guess the answer, Miss?
Yes. Do you have potatoes? Sorry, madam, we don't have potatoes at the moment.
Yes, the answer can be, okay, how much is it for the carrots?
60 rupees.
So, here you are.
All right, thank you.
Yes. Now, children, this is a conversation between a seller and a customer. So, when you buy something from a seller, you have to be very polite. And remember, we have been using all these terms which makes this conversation polite, such as please, thank you. The seller is addressing the customer as madam. So, likewise, remember, English is a very polite language. So, as learners of English, we should be able to use it in a very polite manner. Do you agree with me, Miss?
That's right. In any process of communication, we always have to be polite and respectful.
Yes. So, shall we move on to another activity?
Yes, this is also a very small task for our children, Miss Indira.
Yes, I also agree with you, Miss. Actually, here our children have to read the notice. So, this is a notice given and you have to complete the dialogue given after this notice. So, shall we read this notice first? I think then our children will be able to understand it very clearly. So, I am going to read it. You listen and do the silent reading with me. Then if you have any hard words or difficult words or any pronunciation problems, I think there I can help you. Notice: the Green Valley Agricultural Exhibition, organized by the Agricultural Society of the school, will be held on 22nd December 2020 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the school grounds. The purpose of organizing this event is to raise funds for the proposed green garden of the school. A wide variety of pots, plants and fertilizers will be available at an affordable price. All are invited. 18th November 2020. Secretary, Agricultural Society, Vidya Vidyalaya. So now children, it is understood this particular notice was put up by Vidya Vidyalaya, Secretary of Agricultural Society. Now you have to read this and understand before we go to the activity. I hope you did that, aren't you? Shall we move on to the activity, Miss?
What is the activity now?
Yes, this is an activity between two friends, one who has seen the notice and the other one who has not seen the notice.
All right, so that is the situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. So Janaki and Rakesh are talking with each other about this particular notice. So Miss, you can be Janaki, I will be Rakesh.
All right. Good morning, Rakesh. Did you see the notice about the agricultural exhibition?
Good morning. No, I didn't. Is it going to be an interesting event?
I think so, and I hope to visit it.
Really? When will it be held?
It will be held on 22nd October. That is the answer, children. Did you get it right? And it will start at 9 in the morning.
I think, Miss Suchitra, our children should be very smart by now to identify there's a small mistake in our answer.
All right.
Can I help you?
Please tell me.
It will be held on 22nd December and it will start at 9 a.m. in the morning. Right?
Okay.
So our children also will make some mistakes as such.
All right. So you wanted to show the situation there when you make mistakes.
Yes.
All right.
So you will make mistakes that thinking that you are correct. But remember, children, you have to be very careful that you should not make that kind of mistakes. Yes. Why are they going to have it?
They want to raise funds for the Green Garden program.
What will be available at the exhibition?
You can buy many kinds of plants, pots and
yes, and fertilizers.
Right.
So this is the dialogue between these two friends, Rakesh and Janaki. So they tell us in other words what it was there in the notice. So this is also a place or a situation where you use the language that you have learned. So that's what we expect you all to do, children. You have to use the language any place that you can and master it in a very proficient manner. So shall we move on to another activity, Miss?
Yes, another small one, children.
Yes. Okay. So these are sets of advices or instructions given by a doctor to a patient and a policeman to a driver. By the way, Miss, have you ever been stopped by a policeman?
Almost every day.
Okay. Even when I go to a doctor, I sometimes get some advices which are similar to the advices or the instructions given here. Yes, so we will check from the beginning.
Take this medicine before each meal.
You have to rest in bed for 3 days.
You should have your driving license with you while driving.
Open your mouth and let me examine your throat.
Follow the speed limits displayed along the roadsides.
Park your vehicle in the car park.
Drink at least 6 glasses of water every day.
Obey the traffic lights while driving in the city.
Avoid starchy food and fizzy drinks.
Don't use your mobile phone while driving. Yes, are you ready to put the instructions given by the policeman and the doctor into the right chart?
I think I'm ready, yes.
I think even our children, you all are also ready. Are you? Yes, let's check our answers. Okay, Miss Suchitra, I think Miss can help me in getting the doctor to the patient instructions.
Yes, definitely. So
Yes.
children, check your answers now.
Yes.
Doctor to the patient. Take this medicine before each meal. You have to rest in bed for 3 days. Open your mouth and let me examine your throat. Drink at least 6 glasses of water every day. Avoid starchy food and fizzy drinks.
Shall I put the instructions into the policeman's column, Miss?
Yes, definitely.
Yes. You should have your driving license with you while driving. Follow the speed limits displayed along the roadsides. Park your vehicle in the car park. Obey the traffic lights while driving in the city. Don't use your mobile phone while driving. So these are the sets of instructions given by a doctor and as well as a police officer to a patient and a driver. So I hope you can understand how the instructions were given. So it is given in a very clear manner. You are not making it very long or very short. And you have to be very careful when you are doing this kind of a activity. You should not make any spelling errors or spelling mistakes, because this is kind of an activity that you look at the instructions given and writing it again, or transferring information from other text to another chart. So to learn the language usage, you have to do this kind of activities. So I think our students are happy with this activity, aren't they, Miss?
Definitely, they are learning how to use language in different situations.
Yes. So the next activity I have planned is kind of the other way around of the activity that we did earlier. Earlier we read a notice and completed a dialogues blanks. But here we have given an activity and I want you to complete the note written by Gayan to Chamara by yourselves. Shall we read the dialogue, Miss?
Yes, I am the salesman.
Okay, I can be Gayan.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Can I help you?
Good morning. Yes, I want to buy a shirt.
A shirt. Can I know the collar size, please?
My collar size is 14. Show me some shirts of that size, please.
All these shirts are size 14. Which color do you prefer, sir?
I prefer a blue shirt with white stripes.
Here you are, sir.
Oh, it's a long-sleeved one. I want a short-sleeved shirt.
Sorry, sir. We don't have short-sleeved blue shirts with white stripes at the moment.
Okay, then I'll buy this long-sleeved one.
Hope you are happy with it, sir.
Yes, I'll buy this shirt. Okay, Miss, are you ready to do the activity?
Yes, yes. Of course, with the children.
I hope our children also are ready. Are you children? Okay. Yes. So this is the note written by Gayan to Chamara. So we are going to do the activity. Hope you can follow me. Yesterday I went to a shop to buy a shirt for a function of the Prefects Guild. I wanted to buy a short-sleeved blue shirt with white stripes. There was one, but it was a long-sleeved shirt. Though I don't like long-sleeved shirts, I bought that shirt as there was no other shirt that I liked. Signed by Gayan. So I think our children also must be writing this kind of notes to your friends about incidents that you want to notify your friend. Don't we write, miss?
Definitely we do.
And we teach you also about writing notes and notices. So this is a good time to remember and do this activity because it will help you a lot. So shall we move on to the other activity?
What is next?
Okay, you are in for a surprise.
All right, riddle.
Yes, children, take your textbook and your workbook with a pencil or a pen and be ready because this is an activity from your textbook, activity 1.3. So these are riddles. You have been asked to ask these riddles from your friends, right? Are you ready, miss?
Yes, and riddles are puzzles, right?
Actually, it's kind of a puzzle, but it gives the meaning in an indirect manner.
Okay.
So if you want to get the meaning, you have to read between the lines
Okay.
when it comes to a riddle. Is it clear? I hope
That's
our
clear.
children can understand. Is it?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So here are the riddles. Why won't the elephant use the computer? Where can you find an ocean without water? Why did the computer go to the doctor? What is white when it is dirty and black when it is clean? So likewise, I'll give you a few seconds to read these riddles. It is in your textbook and here are the answers given. You have to match the answers with the riddle. I'll give you 2 seconds because our children are very smart. They can do it quickly, aren't they?
They are, definitely.
Yes. Are you ready with the answers, miss?
I am.
Okay, good. I hope our children also are ready with your answers. Shall we check, children? Okay, here we go. Why won't the elephant use the computer?
He is afraid of the mouse.
Good. Where can you find an ocean without water?
On a map.
Yes, you can see oceans on the map, but there's no water in
That's
that, right? Why did the computer go to the doctor?
It had a virus.
Yes. What is white when it is dirty and black when it is clean?
A blackboard.
Yes, you know, if you have written on chalk and all, it will be white and it will be dirty, but when it is black, it is clean. What always fall and never gets hurt?
Rain.
Good. What is Robo's favorite snack?
Computer chips.
What is the longest word in the English language?
Smiles.
Because there's a mile between the first letter S and the last letter S.
All right, so, okay, mile is long.
Yes, between 2 S's, 1 mile is there.
Okay.
What letters are not in the alphabet?
The ones in the mail.
If you have posted a letter in the mail, those letters are not on in the alphabet, miss.
Oh, that's right.
What can't be used until it's broken?
An egg.
What letters of the alphabet has got lots of water?
The C.
The letter C. Right, good. Why a river is rich?
Why is a river rich? Because it has 2 banks.
Yes, a river has 2 banks.
Okay.
If you have 2 banks, you are really rich.
So this riddle sounds interesting, a bit silly also, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yes. So, in our summary of our lesson, we have been talking about riddles and some other activities like dialogues. You did order food from a restaurant, you listened to instructions given by a policeman as well as a doctor, and you read notices and you completed dialogues, and you read dialogues and completed a note given. So, you did many activities with the competency level using language in different contexts. So, I hope our children will be able to do these activities in a very efficient manner if you do this again. So, I want you to do it. Remember that.
All right, children. So we hope and believe that the children have got something out of these lessons today, and thank you very much for being here and teaching our kids. So join hands with Guru Gedara, and if you want to watch these programs more and more with your parents, teachers and relatives, then their YouTube channel is Channel NIE. Stay blessed
And stay safe and be happy.
Goodbye.
Hello, my dear children. Here we are again with another interesting lesson for grade 10 students. And I'm glad to be here with my colleague, Ms. Suchitra. Hello, Ms. Suchitra. How are you?
Hello, Miss Samadhi. I'm doing great. Thank you. And children, how are you today? Hope you're staying safe and happy today as well. So children, we are having a long vacation, right? Because of this pandemic situation. Let's go and ask Miss Samadhi what she has been doing during this vacation. Miss Samadhi, what have you been doing during this vacation?
Well, I have been doing a lot of stuff.
All
To
right.
start with, I've been planting vegetables in my garden with my family. And I've been playing with my brother actually. Yes.
All right.
And I have been trying out new recipes. You will be surprised to know how many new stuff I did. And then I have been teaching on the Guru Gedara educational program with you, of course.
All right, Miss Samadhi, I can see me there and you there.
Yes. And well, I think that's enough for today.
Okay, this is what you have been doing.
Exactly. So given the fact I've been doing this for a long time, well, we have been given holidays till we didn't start our schools. So to talk about actions that we started in the past, but still happening, continuing, we use the tense called present perfect continuous. So we use the tense present perfect continuous to talk about actions that we started in the past, but still continuing. Or maybe has only just finished. For an example, I started running in the past, I'm still running now, so I can simply say I've been running. So when it comes to the sentence structure, whenever you want to write a sentence in present perfect continuous, you can follow the structure subject, and according to subject we can use has or have. Now why do we have two here, Ms. Suchitra?
All right, to use for plurals and for singular.
Correct. So, according to subject, you use has or have, then you use been, B-E-E-N, remember? Then you add the ing form of the verb after been.
That's right.
So, what happens in these sentences?
So let's see. If you have the word have, I have been working. This is how you need to say. You, if you take you as a subject, you have been working. What about we? We have been working. They have been working. Let's look at has now. Has is for singular.
Exactly.
He has been working, she has been working, and it has been working.
Yes. So, if the subject is singular, we have to use has. If the subject is plural, we have to
Have.
use have. You got that correct. So, now when it comes to negative form, we can use the same structure, but what do we do here? We simply add
The word not.
after has or have.
That's right.
So, shall we read these sentences again?
Yes. I have not been working.
Since 8.
Yes. You have not been working. We have not been working. They have not been working.
So, we can use either since 8 or for 2 hours.
That's right.
We'll come back to that, talking about time duration. For
That's
now, let's focus on the structure. And when the subject is singular, what happens?
you have to use the word has. She has not been working for 2 hours. She has not been working. It has not been working.
Exactly correct. So that's how you do the negative form of present perfect continuous.
That's right.
Now we look at some more sentences so our students will get them properly. So students haven't been going to school due to the COVID-19 pandemic. You are still not going to school.
That's
but
pathetic.
Yes, but it started in the past. But still you are having the lessons on Guru Gedara and school. So yeah. And then next sentence.
She hasn't been feeling well.
So she was sick.
Right.
And she's still sick. I
She's
guess.
still sick, yes.
That's why we use present perfect continuous. She hasn't been feeling well. That means she's sick. Next sentence.
They haven't been playing chess.
They haven't been playing chess. So all these sentences are in negative form in present perfect continuous. When it comes to interrogative form, now what is interrogative again?
What is interrogative? That is question form. Question form.
Exactly. So when it comes to question form of the present perfect continuous, we just simply put have or has before the subject. So when we take the sentence, she has been reading, the
It
subject
has to be.
Yes, the subject is she. So what do we do?
Has she been reading?
Exactly, we take has in front, so it becomes has she been reading? The question. When it comes to yes no questions, we will look at more examples.
All right.
So I have been following online lessons. Ms. Suchitra, how can you ask the question here?
Have you been following online lessons?
Correct. They have been studying.
Have they been studying?
And for WH questions, well, to get the underlined word as the answer, we have to always use the WH questions at the very beginning of our question. Then we have to just use the rest. For example, I have been sleeping. How about the question?
What have you been doing?
Correct. And I have been hiding behind the cupboard.
It has to be the place.
Oh yes,
Where have you been hiding?
correct.
Where have you been hiding?
Well, you see me here clearly, not hiding here. He has been studying English. How about the question here?
What has he been studying?
It has been raining all day long.
How long has it been raining?
You got that correct. So, when we come to using present perfect continuous tense in English, especially, there are two common ways we are using it for. The first one we already discussed to talk about actions that we started in the past but still continuing. That's the first use. That's the first place where we use in present perfect continuous. And the second use of it to describe actions which have recently finished after being in progress. Don't worry children, we will be discussing them separately, so it will be clear for you. First, we'll talk about the first use, to talk about actions we started in the past but still happening. So as you can see, Michael has been jogging. He started jogging in the past, but still he is jogging. I'm pretty sure he will be jogging in the future too.
That's right.
So he has been jogging for an hour.
Yeah, good for him.
Oh yes. So we focus more on the continuous action. The emphasis is on the duration of the action. An example. So Dami started to work in a garden at 8 a.m. this morning. Now it is 12 p.m.
That means she has been working in her garden for 4 hours. Wow, that's a long time.
It is a long time. So she is still working. That's why we want to use present perfect continuous here. We look at another one. He has been sleeping for more than 10 hours.
It means he's still sleeping.
Exactly. So, with that said, I want you to learn these two words. That's why I'm introducing for and since. So, we often use the prepositions for or since in present perfect continuous to talk about the duration.
That's right.
So, when it comes to duration, that means the time period, we use for with a period of time. We use since with a point of time. For an example, shall we read this one?
We have been waiting for the bus since 8 o'clock.
Exactly. So it means we couldn't catch the bus yet. Still we are waiting.
Still waiting.
Exactly. And next one.
It has been raining for 3 hours. It means
It is still raining. It started 3 hours ago. Still it is raining for 3 hours. It hasn't stopped yet. So this will be clear for you, make it clearer for you. So we use for with a period of time. For an example, Ms. Suchitra?
For a few minutes, for 3 weeks, for 2 years.
Exactly. And we can use since when we want to talk about the point of time. It tells us when an action started. So in our present perfect continuous tense, we can simply say we started the lesson at 6 p.m. So the lesson has been telecasting since 6 p.m. So what are the other examples?
You can also say since 2 o'clock. These are the phrases that you can use when you talk about this tense. Since 1998, since Sunday, since she began her new job is also correct.
Correct. Yes. So that's the difference between for and since. You can use these time indicators in your sentence to make it more meaningful. Now, another one. Where is Mantini?
She's sleeping.
So that means she has been sleeping for a long time. Sam and Jay are talking.
They have been talking since their class ended.
Exactly. So, something that they started in the past but still happening, we are using present perfect continuous.
Chatterboxes, I guess.
Yes, they are. So, we are moving to the second use of the present perfect continuous. So, if you can remember, I told you we are using present perfect continuous to talk about actions that have just recently ended, especially when there is still evidence of that action. Yes.
Miss Samadhi, did you notice this? Children, did you notice this?
Okay.
You have such a lot of paint in your hands.
Oh, yes, I
What
do.
have you been doing?
Okay, the thing is, I started painting my room in the morning. So, I have been painting my room.
All right. Are you
So-
still painting it?
Well, I had to run here to do the lesson for our students, our children, but I have just finished it. So, to talk about actions, we have just finished, we can use present perfect continuous. I have been painting my room because you can see the evidence. I
The
have
evidence,
paint.
yes. You can see the evidence.
Exactly. So, for example, after you paint, you may still have paint on your hands. To explain this, you would use the present perfect continuous. Sorry, my hands are dirty. I've just been painting. Another one. This is Chitra.
Sorry, I'm all sweaty. What have I been doing, children? I have been exercising, which is really good.
Yes, it is good. You got to do it.
Thank you.
So, I can see that you are sitting. So, that's why I say I've been exercising. And next one. Why are you two crying? Have you been fighting? So, what's the evidence here? It
The
is-
evidence.
Exactly.
You're crying, you have tears on your face.
Yes.
That is the evidence.
So, have you been fighting? I can simply use present perfect continuous to ask the question.
That's right.
So, notice that in each of these examples, there is evidence, paint, sweating, crying, of the recently completed actions. That is painting, exercising and fighting. So, to talk about actions you recently finished, where you can see the evidence, we use the present perfect continuous tense. Then, we are moving into a small exercise. I hope that you can do this very easily now because you have been listening very attentively. So, we'll do it together.
Yes, and
Shall
the
we?
explanation was very clear
Okay.
as well.
So, we use the present perfect continuous form of the verb to fill in the blanks. Use the negative form where necessary. For an example, it is enough now. You have been eating for more than half an hour. So, somebody has been eating for a long time.
Somebody who is greedy, I think.
Oh yes, somebody must be hungry. So, as you can hear, we have used the positive form of the present perfect continuous.
That's right.
Now, when you do this, remember sometimes it can be negative too. So, Ms. Suchitra, why don't you take this?
All right. The first sentence is, I feel tired. I blank in the garden all day. The tense, the verb is work. So you can say, I have been working. Positive sentence there. Positive form of the tense. In the garden all day. Have been working.
Yes.
In the same way, the second sentence, the bus has stopped for tea because the passengers have been traveling. Traveling, you have to double the last letter. Remember that as well. Have been traveling for 6 hours.
And third one,
We blank go to school We blank go to school since September. We have been going to school.
Well, we have not been going to school since
That's right,
September.
that's
But you
right.
went to school, I know. So that's why you said that. But I have not been going to school since September.
Right, children have not gone to school.
Oh, yes. And the next one? It has been raining for the last 2 months, causing heavy losses to the farmers. It's still raining. It's pretty bad. How about the last one?
I have been reading this novel since Friday. And I have almost come to the end.
But you haven't finished it yet, have you?
I'm still reading it.
Yes. Now, you can see. Have you ever seen my cat?
This is your cat?
This is my cat.
All right, that's cute.
Thank you. His name is Tiny.
Tiny.
Yes.
Okay.
So, you know what happened to it yesterday? Well, we'll put it in dialogue so our children will understand what happened very well.
All right.
Okay. So, I have your name there. So, why don't you start?
All right, that says Suchitra. That is
Oh,
nice.
yes.
Okay, so let's go. Hey friend, where's your cat? Tiny.
Oh, hello there. Don't even ask.
Why? What happened?
Well,
To it.
it's okay now, but it has been very sick yesterday.
What happened?
It had been vomiting all day long.
And
It had been coughing and sneezing too.
COVID-19 perhaps.
Come on. I had been worrying too, so I took it to the vet and there I had to wait because the doctor had been checking a sick dog for 3 hours. But finally he said that Tiny had a cold. It is okay now. So children, as you can see, had been coughing, had been worrying, had been checking. This is kind of okay going together with present perfect continuous. But now we are going to focus on past perfect continuous. What does it mean by past perfect continuous? We use past perfect continuous to talk about actions that we started in the past and we were doing it in the past for a certain period of time actually. So, to talk about action which had been in progress up to a particular point in the past, we use in past perfect continuous. So, it started in the past, we did it within a time period and it was completed in the past as well. So, that's how we are using past perfect continuous. For an example, yesterday Tiny started coughing in the morning until it was taken to the doctor at night. So, all day long it was coughing. So, it is fine today though. I can simply say Tiny had been coughing all day.
That's right.
How about the next one?
I started studying at 7:30 p.m. yesterday. At 8 o'clock the lights went out. So I had been studying for half an hour when the lights went out.
Oh yes, so for half an hour you were doing it.
That's right.
And when it comes to past perfect continuous tense, affirmative sentences, positive sentences, we can simply just use had been and the ing form again. He had been eating. Interrogative, how about the interrogative?
Interrogative is a question form, remember?
Oh, yes.
Had he been eating?
We simply take had in front. And negative sentence again.
He had not been eating, or we can also say he hadn't been eating.
Yes, use the contradiction form. Then the negative question we can say had he not been eating or hadn't he been eating. So we'll do another exercise with our children, shall we?
All right. There's a
Okay.
small task again.
Oh yes. Use past perfect continuous form of the verb to fill in the blanks. Use the negative form where necessary. The example given, look at it children. Why didn't you score enough marks? I had been teaching you for 1 whole year. I'm pretty sure you must have heard this like a lot of times and you are going to be listening to it for some time as well.
That is right.
Yes. So the next one, how about the next one though?
Let's look at the first sentence there. We blank live freely before the pandemic broke out. So it has to be we had been living.
Because now we are not living freely, we have to wear the mask and we have to be careful. It's better to stay at home as well.
Yes, wash hands everywhere we go.
Yes. And the next one, at the end of the day, we were very tired as we...
Had been traveling for more than 18 hours.
Oh yes.
That's why you're tired.
Oh yes. And the next one, my son had just switched off the television.
He had been watching cartoons since 5 p.m., which is not a very good thing.
Oh yes. If it was educational program, it's fine. But cartoons, it's not good to watch for a long time.
That's right. It
But-
has a lot of violence
Oh,
sometimes.
Yes, but he's good because the TV is switched off now.
Yeah.
So he had been watching this.
That's right.
And next one.
When his car broke down, Mr. Pereira had been driving for 4 hours.
So he had been doing that for some time in the past. That's why we are using past perfect continuous.
Right.
And Tiny, You know what
Had been-
happened?
Yes, that's right. Tiny had been coughing all day long, so I took him to the vet yesterday.
Oh yes, that's what happened.
So now he's all right.
He's all right, but this happened in the past for a time period.
Right.
So children, now you know we are using present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous. Well, when it comes to both tenses, we are talking about a time period. What are the words that we are using to talk about time period again?
For and since.
Exactly. So for with the period of time and since with a point of time. And remember in that present perfect continuous, we use present perfect continuous to talk about actions that we started in the past but still continuing, or perhaps have finished just now, where you can see the evidence like the paint in my hands.
Oh yes. You
Like
need to
me.
wash that
Oh,
off.
I will. So when we are talking about present perfect continuous, we can write the sentence structure, subject, has, have, and been, plus ing form of the verb.
That's
When
right.
it comes to negative, you can simply add not after hasn't been, haven't been, and the question form you just take has or have in front. And next, past perfect continuous. We use past perfect continuous to talk about actions which had been in progress up to a particular point in the past. So that means we had been doing that for a certain period in the past tense. It started in the past, we were doing it for some time, and then we completed in the past. So when we want to talk about such actions, for an example, Tiny had been coughing the whole day long, we can simply use the past perfect continuous. So we use past perfect continuous to talk about actions which had been in the progress up to a particular point in the past. When you write the sentence again, you can follow the structure subject had been, verb ing, form. Now remember, when it comes to past perfect continuous, it's super easy because though the subject is singular or plural, you can use had with both. So subject had been, verb ing form. That's how we use the past perfect continuous tense. And negative form, we simply add not after had not been. And to form the question, what do we do again? We take the had in front. So that's how you form the question form, interrogative. So I hope our children learn the difference between present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous clearly today.
Yes,
Because we gave them a lot of exercises
That's very right.
and the structures. So before we wind up,
So it was a very good explanation today based on these two tenses. Children, hope you have enjoyed the lesson as well. So stay tuned, stay safe as well, and stay happy, and join hands with Guru Gedara on Rupavahini and watch these programs on their YouTube channel, that is Channel NIE. So stay safe once again, and goodbye.
bye children.